Hello everyone, welcome for the podcast of Melting Pot. We call it What's Up World, and today we're here for the episode 2. The theme is women's right, and because it's the day of women's right tomorrow, so we're going to talk about it. Everybody has prepared something and they're going to present themselves really quickly. Can you present yourself?
So, hello everyone, I'm Thérèse.
Hello, my name is Kaori.
Hello, hi, I'm Lucie.
Hi, I'm Jean-Pascal.
Hi, I'm Céline.
Okay, thank you. We're going to start with the first subject. Go ahead.
So, my topic is about women's education. As we can think, our society offers access to education for everyone, but this only touches the countries that are the more wealthy. Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle East, and East Asia countries can't offer this opportunity to everyone, but less to women. Because of traditions or forced marriage, women cannot go to school, and after they get married, they move to their husband's house, so they became housewives and they cannot go to school. And also because of the political regime, as in Afghanistan, where the Taliban can have taken away the right of women to go to school. So literacy is very important in a society, and taking away that right based on your gender is quite horrible because no one deserves that. And I think in the future it will change, but as now there will be some inequalities, especially in the countries that have not begun to develop more than the countries that had started yet.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what's your name again? Sorry. So Thérèse talked about this very big problem and how maybe it could change in the future. So I didn't say it, but the topic today is talking about problems women are facing today and how we think it's gonna maybe improve or not improve in 100 years. So guys, do you have any idea how what Thérèse said could maybe improve in 100 years? About women's education, how they can maybe get more chances to access education, because in some countries they have to get married very quickly at an early age. Maybe you have some ideas?
Almost, I think the French young girl must to listen what Thérèse says, because here she has got the chance of to have access to education.
Yeah, they have the chance to access education here because girls in France hopefully they don't have to get married at an early age, at least most of the time, I believe. So it's a real chance in this country. Now, that's not to say that it's perfect here, but for this problem, it's something that we don't usually have to deal with. Okay? Thanks, Thérèse. We're going to talk about the next subject. Can you go ahead?
My theme is female doctors today, the future of medicine. Today, there are 44% of female doctors in France, given the feminization of medical studies will be the majority in 2022. Madeleine Bress was the first French woman to obtain a medical degree in 1975. From China to Africa, more and more women are doctors, but they are still absent from certain specialties. Only 41% of women are general practitioners and 42% are specialists. The feminization of the medical profession is increasingly universal. Women doctors are the future to the profession, with limited access to certain specialties, reputed to be very difficult to post of responsibility on a professorship. However, the situation improved so much and could be more satisfactory in the next 100 years.
Thank you, Miria. So, a very different subject. We're on the women in science, and I really like that actually. And yeah, guys, do you have maybe any opinion on women in science? Do you think it's good? Do you know a woman scientist? Maybe?
I think it's good because we always knew the men who invented something in the history, and I hope that the women will inventing a new thing very useful for the future.
Yeah, because when you think about the big inventions in history, usually there is a man, the name of a man behind it, because it's not because men are smarter or anything. It's just that in the past they were the only ones who had the chance to maybe invent something and improve on society. And now it's starting to change, and a lot of women actually are doing a great work in science to improve the lives of everyone. Any thoughts? No? Okay. We're going to go to the next subject. Kaori, you can go ahead.
Okay, my subject is domestic violence. The domestic violence is the violence exerted in a couple when which is part of a relationship of domination. Is different from the conjugal dispute between individuals. It expresses through verbal, psychological, physical, or sexual aggressions, threats, pressure, deprivation, coercion that may cause the psychological or physical damage. In 2009, on average, the number of women aged between 18 and 75 who, in the course of the years, are victims of physical or sexual violence committed by their spouse or ex-spouse, estimate at 213,000 of women. It's a very big number.
Yes.
The author of this violence is the husband, the cohabitants, the partner, the boyfriends, former or current. 7 out of 10 women victims says they have been subjected to repeat acts. In this woman victim, 18% said they filed a complaint. Is very little because it's not the majority. So, 82 of those killed in relationship are women, and 35 of them has been victim of violence. In 2021, 122 women were killed by their partner or ex-partner. 23 men were killed by their partner or ex-partner. 42 children died killed by one of their parents in the context of domestic violence. So I hope of in 100 years that will be to change because it's carrying.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous thing. Do you know in which country your figures are
France.
from? Yeah, so it's France, only France, and we're a very small country. So imagine about the situation in the whole world. So very important subject, of course, domestic violence. And you said something interesting, which is that it's not the majority actually who talks about it. No, women who are victims of domestic violence, usually they feel very ashamed because the society shames them, and they don't go to court, they don't say what happened, and it's very bad. Do you have any idea a reason why women don't go and speak out about this stuff?
It's because they are afraid. Afraid to speak, to don't understand, and it's not a good it's not a good feeling because it's a bad vibe.
Sure. Any other thoughts?
I also think that it's more of a shame feeling, because how can you tell that to a mother? Like, it's such an horrible experience and you couldn't like control it. So is the person that you present to your family that is supposed to be your lover or your partner. So like present them to your family and then have to tell them that he's beating you or manipulating you or doing any domestic violence. I think it's like really fearing emotion, in like it's very like hard to experience because it's hard. I don't know.
I understand. Don't worry. Okay, so do we have anything more to say about domestic violence? Maybe share some things. I don't know. Nothing?
I think it's
Yeah.
mother job to transmit
Yeah.
value of respect to her children,
Yeah. To their boys.
boy and girl, but also boy in this situation, to explain that we must to respect all over the people,
Yeah. You're right.
old, the young, the boy, the girl.
Yeah, of course. You're right. And not only the mothers, also society as a whole, the schools, that's and the fathers, yeah, of course, because mothers are not the only parent who have to educate the kids. So yeah, there's a lot of places where kids are educated, and it's not only at home. So a lot of things have to change. Okay, next subject.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lucy.
Okay. I have decided to speak about women in high-level sport, and more precisely mixed sex. In fact, actually we can notice there are not or few sports where there is mixed sex. To the next Olympic Games, only 2 sports, sail and horseback riding, where women confront men. Mixed sex is present in different domains. At school since 1965, at work, but in top sport, women are separated of men. So in 100 years, I will hope some of illusion about women will be disappearing. Illusion that I speak about is, for example, women are less talented than men. This idea is originally of separation between boy and girl. So when we observe results of women, it will tend to being similar of this of men. For example, the time of the marathon, it's a few minutes of difference between men and women.
Yeah.
Also, confrontation between both will be helping to excelling oneself and to improve performance. Another illusion that to think there are sports for girls and sports for boys. For instance, a lot of sports like rugby, weightlifting, canoe, jump ski, golf, as considered during a long time as not appropriate for women and was forbidden to women, so-called so dangerous for them. So, in 100 years, I will hope girls will be integrating boxing club or a boy a dancing club without suffer of critics concerning gender practice. We make an appointment to Olympic Games of 21-24.
Great. That's a great subject. It's funny you're talking about girls boxing because we have one girl here who is in a box club. Carrie, maybe you can talk about your experience.
It's about when I started the boxing, I was maybe just afraid because I didn't know what was the boxing, and it was very good because it's a boy world, but there's too much women in my club, so I'm good, and I hope I will be good when later.
That's nice. So Carrie has a good experience actually today, so it's pretty cool. She's saying that a lot of women are in her boxing club actually. That's great. That's amazing. And the illusions you're talking about, it's funny because even if we were saying like if we were saying that men have more raw strength, like 90% of sports are not about raw strength. It's about endurance, technique, agility, and that's not something that's going to be different between genders. Is there any thoughts about women in sports? Maybe you have to know at least one.
In football, the woman is as badly paid that men.
Okay, they're paid less than men in football. That's true. Yeah, but maybe there is something too with football. Is that what's paying the players is publicity, merch, and things like that. And maybe the problem is not that women are paid less, it's that it's less popular because it's not the same league. If it was the same league and men and women were playing together, there wouldn't be this problem, hopefully, I think.
Women's football is so much more entertaining. Like you see the women walking around bleeding, half dead with a broken arm and running around the field, and the men like get done like that.
Yeah, and they fake it.
Yeah. So I recommend it. Watch it. Women's football.
Nice.
Yeah, it's real. They have a dust in the eye and they start to cry.
Yeah.
Stops for them, and they are replaced by other gamers, and that's all.
Yeah, that's true. So, do you know at least one female player of some sports? You gotta know. Tennis?
Yes.
From tennis, maybe, you know?
Tennis. Billy.
Go ahead, Lucy.
I can speak about Billie Jean King to illustrate the illusion of the woman never beat a man, and she accepts to play against Bobby Riggs in 1973 to prove him the contrary.
Okay.
And she win the match. So
champion.
Ouais.
That's great. Do you have a name?
No, I was thinking about a tennis player, but I don't remember her name. But Yeah, I think that even if they started to mixing like sports, the supporters will be like very standing men, and women will still overrated because they are women, and it depends on the sport. Like I think even if we mixed clubs in football, women will be less standed by other fans than men will be, just for the fact that they are women, I think.
What do you mean extended by friends?
What?
What do you mean extended by friends?
Standed, like when you stand someone, like you're a fan of them. When you're a fan, we can say that you're I don't know. A supporter. Stan is a supporter, so I think that women will have less supporters than men, even if we mix it.
Yeah, that's probably true, especially now because football has been a main thing for a long time. But in 100 years, if we make it mixed right now, maybe it will change. We won't know if we don't try. The name I had in mind is Serena Williams, which is one of the best tennis players of all time. And she's great. Okay. Do you have anything more to say on this subject?
I decided to speak about mixed sex, but I can speak about parity in sport also.
Sure.
And in the first Olympic Games, there wasn't a lot of women who participate.
Yeah.
And in those of the next Olympic Games, the parity, it's difficult to find the words.
Take your time.
The parity tend to be equal with men.
Right now? It's 50-50. That's what you're saying.
Tend, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also men which who are more representing, but the difference is.
It's better now. There is more parity. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Something that has improved. Maybe you can improve a bit more again. So it's actual 50-50. That would be perfect. Okay. Next subject, Jean-Pascal, you can go ahead.
My topic is about the professional evolution of women with access to all jobs. I'm reading the following article in an old newspaper from 2023. This half-torn journal packed vases in my great-grandmother's attic. At that time, the journalist imagined how women's job would be 100 years later, so today, in 2123. Women will have the same professional responsibility as men, said this journalist. It must have been difficult to believe that in 2023. And they will have access to the same jobs, he continued. We will see women gardener, electrician, house painter, and even masons. The surgeons will all women, but they will operate on patients with miniaturized computers. All computer softwares will be developed by women because they will have more patience and above all more idea than their male counterparts. The men will drive the children to school, make them play in the park after homework, before going to work at the supermarket checkout. Other men will clean factories and offices. In 21-23, we will be finding women as leaders of multinational companies because men won't be having enough dynamism. But where will all the other gentlemen be, since the women will take their places? I wouldn't know, because the whole newspaper is torn there, and I can read the rest of the article.
Thank you, Jean-Pascal. That's a direct vision of the future, a funny one, but it's cool. Do we have some thought on this?
I love your future.
So it's a future where women takes all the place where men are today, and talking about how the roles could be inverted. Do you think that's good?
It's funny, but you can imagine the woman will be. We can do to the man what the man do to the woman. It's not fair. No, it's not.
I see what you mean. Yeah. You don't want women to fight back with the same things men did and are still doing today. That's fair. Yeah.
We must to be more intelligent than man and don't reproduce the same.
Yeah, I agree. That's true. One thing I want to ask is that do you think this vision could be realized if women had the same chances? Do you think if they had the same chances as men, do you think they could actually take over the world because, I don't know, you think they're better or something?
I don't think so.
Okay. Why?
Because it's not realist.
Sure. I just want to ask to see what you would respond. It's fine. Really cool. That's a good idea to go a bit on the fictional part of the discourse. You have maybe any last thing we want to say about this? No? Okay, so we are going to go on to the last subject for today. Céline, you can go ahead.
Woman has always been persecuted from antiquity to now. Women need to struggle to exist. In France, right to vote for women been accepted only in 1945. And actually, for example, in Iran, women struggles to regain their rights they have lost a few years before. But in 100 years, we could imagine a new society where people won't be defined by a sex, male or female, but like just human. There will be no more difference because man and woman, people will be recognized their value and discrimination could disappear. This new society will be with more share, mutual aid and love. The new slogan could be freedom, union and equality.
Thank you very much. I like this idea of having a society who doesn't put a lot of care into sex and genders. We're just humans, and the question isn't if you're a woman or a man, it's just if you're capable to do what you're supposed to do. Do you have any thoughts on this? Do you guys also would you like a society where the words men and women wouldn't even be important anymore?
I think is not important to differentiate the man and the woman because they are humans. I think the children have to choose their genre,
Gender, yeah.
gender, and it's very important because when they are teenager, we have too much question in the head, and they put too much questions, and they need to choose their sexuality, their gender, and for construct their life and their that's all because
yeah. So what you mean is that basically, if the concept of a man and a woman isn't present as much in the future, it's healthier to try to find your identity and not care about what people think a man or woman should be.
yes, because a man and a woman is defining just by one part of your body.
Yeah.
It's not normal because we choose for you who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. That was really good. A blast, actually. Thank you. That was the episode 2 of What's Up World, the podcast we do in Melting Pot at the MJC from ELBEUF. Thank you, everyone, and see you for the next time.
Bye-bye.